Libras, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is a card of generosity. It's a card of being settled in a place where you can focus your attention on others, on the exterior, which Libras, you can be very good at times, but you also get jumbled up in your mind also at times, majority of the time. So this is a card of extending your energy outward, extending your focus outward, and gathering all the beauty that comes from others. Okay? That's why she's, if you can see in this deck here and on this card, she's crying diamonds because she is so overwhelmed with the beauty of what she is experiencing through being out in the world, through giving. Okay? She's overjoyed by it. So this month in your love life and in your general life, Aquarius, or I'm sorry, I just did Aquarius, Libras, extend yourself outward, extend your focus outward, okay? And we see this here. We have here in this middle row, you see this? Hold on, Madison. Maddie. No licking. She starts licking her paw and she'll lick it for like 45 minutes. Maddie, no licking. So when we talk about extending ourselves outward and then we look at this middle row, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, as we know, can mean overindulgence, but it can also just mean gratification, emotional gratification, okay? Can mean overindulgence, can mean drinking a lot, drinking too much, but emotional gratification. Okay, this is the wish coming true card, wish fulfillment. But if you can look at this, the progression of this, Four of Pentacles all means keeping something keeping something hidden, retreating, not showing all your cards per se. So, but it's going to take a lot of work because I think you're not going to feel like extending your energy outwards, especially not in love. You were going to mentally want to, but you won't feel like you know how. Like there's going to be a little confusion there with that. So that's why the Seven of Pentacles is here, because it means that the outcome is near. The positive outcome is near, but it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of energy to get there. And that's why she's so happy in the end, really, because she kind of went beyond her own boundaries and opened up and gave, which may have been a little hard for her, but then ultimately she's very happy your wish is coming true. Okay, let's look at this first section. Strength, Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords. So Libra, definitely you here with the King of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, wanting, and with this wish fulfillment card, wanting and hoping with strength and confidence and self-esteem that everything's going to turn out okay, everything's going to go in your favor and go well and go smoothly. And it's kind of here with the Knight of Swords, you're working to make sure that this happens by being strategic, by being logical, by being in charge and wise here with the Owl, by having a fighting spirit, by being elevated in action, in execution, in thought process, in words, in conversations, by being elevated in that, using the wisdom, using your wisdom to make sure that this happens. So it's almost as if you know this and you feel this, but there's a little fear here with the Four of Pentacles. At least maybe your partner may be thinking that, your partner may be actually thinking that you're withholding. So it's going to kind of take a little bit of a push for you to be a little bit more extroverted, which I know many Libras, and they're actually extremely extroverted. So I don't know what's going on this month with you Libras, but there's a little feeling like you want to be introverted and sorting out thoughts, but push yourself in love, Push yourself towards your partner. Be available. Okay? Give. Give, 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 give. And I think you'll see a great reward in that. Here with the last row, we have the Emperor, Five of Pentacles, and then the High Priestess. So, you know, you don't have to be so extroverted that you're giving all the info. It's like, you know how sometimes you can give too much away, or you can say too much honesty, but half of it is kind of unnecessary information that doesn't need to be talked about. The High Priestess, she's a little bit more cognitively aware, self-aware. And so even though this can mean secrets and keeping information hidden, it doesn't have to be in a bad way. It just can be not overgiving. Okay? I know that was kind of word salad-y right there, but there's a difference. Okay? So use your intuition, tap into that, because when you start feeling like you want to be a little introverted, you know, when you kind of feel like you're left out a little bit, or you're purposefully leaving yourself out and you kind of want to go into this inner realm, this inner world that's here, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't stay here, okay? Go back to this peaceful place. Tap into your intuition and use it moving forward. You're very wise, Libras. You're very, very, very wise. And that's why you do tend to weigh things out all the time, and there tends to be delay sometimes in making a decision and a little internal confusion about it, because you're actually trying really hard to make the right decision for you, the right decision for everybody else. But you can also stay in that space a little bit too long. So this month, for the rest of this month, push yourself, okay? I'm writing that down. Push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, okay? We have the King of Swords here, and we have the Emperor. You could be dealing with a fire sign. We also have the Strength card here. You could be dealing with an earth sign. We have Pentacles. But the Emperor is very extroverted, okay? Very driven, likes to lead in a major way, okay? It's kind of the difference between, like, governor, right, or president, and then, like, a city council person. So he, like, there's a difference, okay? And as I look up here to the King of Swords, I notice this is not the King of Swords, it's the Knight of Swords. So that changes everything. So let me step back a little bit. It doesn't change everything. It changes the part about changes the part about being in your head, being elevated, and being wise. This is a clear indication that there is wanting to take direct, crazy action and not be wise. All right, the Knight of Swords doesn't think before he acts. It's a very rash energy. And it causes damage, like it hurts. With the Knight of Swords, it hurts situations better than it helps. There's always that intention of wanting to help. So here we see now this changes a little bit. Not a ton, but it changes a little bit because we see strength, things going in your favor, things really going in your favor with the wish fulfillment card, needing to really step out, but in terms of love life, like pushing it too much. Like it's almost as if you're wanting things to work out so much that you're putting so much pressure on the other person. All right. And so then there's fear associated with, are they going to leave me behind? I'm trying to be the leader here. I'm trying to fix the situation, or I'm trying to work on the situation, or I'm trying to date you. But I think you might be trying a little bit too hard. There's a difference between putting yourself out there and being very generous and open to trying to force something. Okay? So, still with the Four of Pentacles here, though. This is still going to require you, Libras, to step out of the box a little bit. Okay? Not in a controlling way, but being available, being open. And it's gonna be hard because you're not gonna feel like doing it. You're gonna feel like raging. You're not gonna feel like thinking and being logical. You're gonna feel like raging on this person. And where you are is not, you're not over. It's not done. Think about things, but not too long. Be a little, I know this is kind of discombobulated, Libras, But I think the high level energy here is things are going in your favor. I think there's fear that it's not going to go in your favor. But what's necessary, what's needing to be done is to be extroverted and available and not forceful. That's all. But let's pull some clarifiers, especially after that intro. It was kind of messy. Okay, Knight of Swords. Please clarify this Knight of Swords. Please clarify this Knight of Swords for Libras. The Hermit. Yes, instead of overacting, pull in a little bit emotionally. Okay, the Hermit doesn't have to be out in solitude, out on the mountaintop all by himself. That's how he's normally depicted. Yes. But same with the High Priestess. You can be out in the open and still keep information to yourself. So if you're really angry or really stressed out at somebody, all right, don't say anything. Let it play out, at least for the next couple weeks, okay? Just let it play out. Because in the end, I think you're going to be happy. Still be with them, still spend time with them, but let it kind of play out before jumping to conclusions. That's very interesting that the Hermit was clarifying the Knight of Swords, okay? Okay, please clarify the Four of Pentacles. I don't read these reversed. That one happened to be reversed, so Eight of Discs. Okay. Let it play out becomes even more important when I see this card, because this means there's no work that needs to be done on your part. Let it play out. Be open, be generous with your energy, not with your words. High Priestess. Okay. Please clarify the Five of Pentacles. Please clarify the Five of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Oh, you can't see that. Okay, with the Page of Cups clarifying the Five of Pentacles, instead of feeling left out in the cold, there's going to be moments where you're going to feel like this. Instead, okay, open yourself up. And again, back to being generous. Back to being generous. This is a card of generosity, of offering, of assisting. So this will all assist in the relationship development, your love life development this month, Libras. Okay? Offer, be available, be open. Don't try to force and control, which you normally don't do anyway, but this Knight of Swords changes the story, right? So instead of using your words, use your action by being able to assist, okay? This can also mean that if you do feel left out in the cold, that someone could potentially be a water sign, somebody will come to you, towards you, and offer assistance towards you, which you should be grateful for. Okay. Interesting reading, Libras, because it's not so much about love. It's more about self-control this month. Pushing yourself and controlling yourself at the same time. Leave your comments below. Please comment on this video, Libras, because I'm curious what this means for you. I think it's going to resonate on a different level than I'm used to. Okay, what are the advice and guidance messages for Libras? What are the advice and guidance messages for Libras? Five of Wands, so internal battle. King of Wands. The Death. Well, that was weird. Aquarius got the exact cards. The exact 3 clarifiers. And I even shuffled them, so I don't know what that's about. Air type of energy, maybe? Mars is in Scorpio this month. What this is talking about clarifies everything in this reading for you, Libras. Honestly. Because the Five of Wands is a card of internal battle, fighting yourself. Not sure which direction to go in. Okay? The King of Wands is very sure of what direction to go in. That's where this transformation takes place. That's where this transformation needs to take place, is self-transformation. This is a very internal month for you, Libras. There's the Queen of Pentacles again. Okay. So again, part of it, this is going to be a transformative month for you internally. In fact, even if you're in a relationship and it's going well, be in it. Okay? Be in it. But be very cognizant and be very aware of the changes that are going on in your own internal mechanisms and your internal dialogue. Because I think you're going to notice great transformations this month. Okay? All right, please, Libras, leave your messages below, your comments below. And even at the end of the month, I mean, I hope you come back and watch this and be like, yeah, that was crazy. Leave your comments below. I'm really curious about what this means. So, all right. Thank you so much, Libras. Enjoy this transformation. Be very aware of what's going on inside. Take that time to be aware, okay? I think you'll like what you see. Thank you so much, Libras. Bye.